Today, Sunday, the 29th of December 2024, we have some hand-picked match prediction events to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked event, which we share to members only, such as our top 10, 1.5 and 2.5 goal match prediction picks, as well as corner kick event with huge odds to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure to join the level 2 pro plan to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next height. If you come to the home tab of our channel here, you're going to see the video tab as well, but what we want to do is to come to the home tab section. You can see that we have some members only prediction tutorials which we have shared to members only, like corner kick strategy, which of course we provide to you some corner kick event, and using that corner kick games we provide to you, you're going to watch this corner kick live match strategy to make more win ticket. We also have a bet strategy. We have just shared a simple trick to make consistent winning. This is for members only, and members of the level 2 pro plan can access this. And for you to have this full access, then of course you want to make sure to be a member of the level 2 pro plan. You can see 10 days ago we shared another strategy, never seen soccer betting strategy, for you to find some game odds to include them in your sleep to boost winning by greater percent. These video tutorial have been shared to members only, and only members of the level 2 pro plan can access this. And as well as very shortly, we are going to release match prediction events based on 1.5 and 2.5 goals, as well as corner kick event, which of course will also be accessed by members only. So becoming a member gives you an upper hand to take advantage of our hand-picked events we share to members only, as well as some betting strategy you can use for yourself. And to become a member, of course, it is easy. You want to make sure to go ahead to follow the link below this video description, click on it, and navigate and join as member of the level 2 pro plan to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, I'll go ahead to share with you the game predictions we have for you today, Sunday. Looking here at the first pick, we are looking at Italy in the Serie B. We are looking at the match between Sassuolo playing with Cosenza. In this event, Sassuolo, of course, based on the recent game they have had, based on this tournament of the Serie B, Sassuolo proved that they are very good based on recent event they have had, scoring at least 2 to 5 goals per each event recently. Its opponent, on the other hand, is not a very defensive team. The defensive line is not very strong. And looking at the most recent head-to-head which they met this year, Sassuolo play at the away and they lead by 1-0. This time, they are still coming to meet, and Sassuolo, being the home team this time, coming home, still have a good form. And based on the home form, you're going to see that Sassuolo top this table. They have had 5 events played recently, all the 5 wins. They have scored 14 goals, conceding 2. A very high offense and very good defense. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, you're going to see Cosenza defensive line is not as tight as that of Sassuolo, and the offensive line of the home team is better as compared to the away that have scored just 7 goals for 5 games, as compared to the home team Sassuolo at home that have scored up to 14 goals. And looking here at everything in place, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we want to look at Sassuolo, the home team, to have an upper hand, to either lead this match in full time or give it a double chance, as well as Sassuolo to score at least 1 goal over. That is, if it doesn't exceed 1 goal, we have a refund. So we are looking at 2 major picks. 1, Sassuolo to lead or a double chance. 2, the possibility of Sassuolo to score at least 1 goal over in full time. Looking at the next, we looked in the England Premier League, Leicester City playing with Man City. And looking at this, the home team, Leicester, recently have proved that the defensive line is not good. They are conceding up to 3 to 4 goals in each event recently, game played based on recent event. That of Man City, on the other hand, also proved that recent defense is not that very tight. And of course, we want to look at the stance comparison in terms of recent event they've had. Looking at these in terms of form, these two teams, of course, want to fight forms. And looking at Leicester recently, based on the home games, you're going to see that the defensive line of Leicester is not very tight, and the offense is at least average. Man City, on the other hand, of course, based on the way game played as well, proved that the defense line as well is not that very tight, and they want to impress as well. And looking here at everything in place, we look at two major picks in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, the recent performance of Man City have not been very good. That of Leicester as well have not been very impressive. This time, the defensive line of both sides are not very tight, and since they are coming for this particular tournament, both sides want to impress. This impression rate will cause shots on and off target more, resulting to at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. So we look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we look at England in the League One, a match between Birmingham against Blackpool. For this event, the recent game played by Birmingham have proved to be good. They have had at least 2 goals per each event recently. That of its opponent, on the other hand, is not very offensive. And based on the recent event they have had this year, Birmingham played at the way a lead by 2-1. This time, Birmingham is coming home. And looking at the stance comparison in terms of recent game played they have had, based on form, Birmingham, the home team, of course, have proved that they lead this table. With 9 goals scored for 5 events, they concede just 1. The offensive strength is good. The defensive strength is also very good. But that of the away team, based on recent event they have had, the defensive line is not very tight, but the offense is good. And looking here at everything in place, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular game played, of course, both sides have proved that the offensive line is good. And since the defense of the away is not very tight and the offense of the home is very offensive, of course, we want to look at the home to take advantage of upper hand of this by the weak defense of the away to score at least over 1 goal. Also, the probability of the fact that the defensive line of the home is very tight, we are looking at the fact that the away team might find it difficult to have goals possibility even though the offensive line is good. So as a result, we want to look at least the home team to score 1 goal over, or just the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time. So we are looking at the home team as a favorite to score at least 1 goal over. If it doesn't exceed 1, then we have a refund. We're just looking at 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look at England League One, Huddersfield against Burton. For this event, Huddersfield, based on recent event they've had, have proved to score at least between 2 to 4 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, concede much. And looking at the stand comparison in terms of recent event they have just recently had, the home team have proved that based on the home game played, Huddersfield have scored 8 goals for 5 events with good defense. Its opponent, on the other hand, looking at the defensive line, you're going to see that the offense is not very good and the defense is average. So want to look at 2 major picks here. For this particular game played, of course, the home proved to be a favorite with a better offensive power, and the defense of the away is not tight. So we are looking at double chance for the home team or the possibility of a straight win. But of course, double chance is the better choice since the defensive line of the away is not tough and the home have proved to score at least between 2 to 4 goals in each event. So we look at double chance for the home or to give it draw no bet for a bigger odds. These are our 2 major picks. Looking at the next, we look at England in the League One, this time Leyton Orient against Cambridge United. For this, the home team have proved to have more offense here, scoring 3 to 4 goals recently. Its opponent, on the other hand, have conceded much. And of course, looking at the recent gameplay they have had, this same here, Leyton Orient have lead by 2-0 when it played away. This time, it is having a better form and it is coming home. Looking at the stance comparison in terms of recent event they have had, we are looking at the fact that the form table for the home team have proved that they are good in terms of offense and also very good in defense. But that of the away team, of course, the defensive line of the away have proved that they are weak and the offense is not very tough. As a result, we look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, we are looking at the home team having more offense to lead in full time by taking advantage of the weak defense of the opponent to lead in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. So we are looking at the home to have the upper hand due to the high offense and the weak defense of the away to take that advantage of the away weak defense. So the home to lead or the possibility of at least 1.5 goals are our two favorite. Looking at the next, we'll look at League 2, England, Walsall against Newport. Walsall have proved to be of good offense recently. Of course, the offensive power here have been good, and that of its opponent, on the other hand, also proved as a good scoring capacity team. The recent game played they have had, Newport have lead by 3-0 against Walsall. This time, Walsall is coming home, and the fact that Walsall stand a better chance in terms of the form recently they have had, Walsall proved here that they have a good offensive line and the defense is not very tight. That of its opponent as well, on the other hand, the defensive line this time is not very great, and we look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular game played, of course, Walsall, the home team, have a better stand form as compared to the away. But looking at the fact that the last head-to-head resulted at the away team to lead by 3-0, this time the home want to take advantage of the last loss it has by 3-0 against this opponent. This time it will want to thrive to make sure that it try every possibility to take revenge. And as a result, the home team, we are looking at it to have goals. And the away team also want to impress. As a result, goals probability is what we want to look at, since both side impression will be great. So we are looking at least 1.5 goal to occur in full time or 2 goals over, since both sides want the possibility of having goals. Looking at the next here, we'll look at England. That is Scotland Premiership, a match between Celtic against St Johnstone. For this event, Celtic have proved to be of better form recently, scoring 4 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, have proved to concede very much, and looking at the recent head-to-head, they have met 2 times this year, with Celtic always leading by at least 3 or more goals. You can see recently 6-0. This time, of course, Celtic is still having a very great form. And looking at the stance of Celtic recently in terms of the home form, Celtic proved to lead this table with a very high offensive power and very tough defense. That of its opponent, St Johnstone, on the other hand, of course, proved that the defensive line is not great, and we are looking at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, Celtic have a very great offense, and the fact that the offensive strength of Celtic is very tough, but the defense of the away is still weak. Of course, we are looking at Celtic to still take advantage of the weak defense of the away, and since the last 2 head-to-head have resulted for Celtic to always lead with a probability of at least 4 to 5 and even 6 goals, we still look at Celtic to lead, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur in this match in full time, since Celtic have a very great offense. Looking here at the next, we looked at England in the Premier League. This time, West Ham playing with Liverpool. This time, West Ham recently have not been very offensive. Liverpool, on the other hand, have proved to be a very offensive team, scoring at least 3 to 6 goals in each event they have recently had. Looking at the recent head-to-head, you're going to see that the 2 times they have met, there's always a probability of at least 4 to 6 goals. This time, Liverpool is going away, and it is having a good form. Looking at the fact that Liverpool, which is the away team, sits here, they lead this table in the second place with a very high offensive power. They are the first in terms of offense, scoring up to 15 goals for 5 events, but the defense is average. West Ham, on the other hand, is not a very tight defensive team, and of course the offense is good, not that very good, but averagely. And looking at everything in place here, we'll look at 2 major picks in full time. For this event, Liverpool have a very great offensive line, scoring at least an average of 3 to 4 goals in each event. The home team performance in terms of defense is not very tight, and we look at Liverpool to take that advantage of the weak defense to have goals here. And since West Ham also have an average offense, with the defense of Liverpool not very tight, of course both sides want to impress. Therefore, 1.5 goal or 2 goals over is our major pick for this particular event. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand pick event, which of course we share to members only, then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan so that you're also going to access some top-notch game match prediction tutorials which we share to members only, as well as huge odds with match prediction strategies to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. Click and join to become member of Level 2 Pro plan to have access to all of these to take your winning to the next height. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.